How do we talk about slopes of lines that go both up and down? So here's a graph that does not follow a single trend. Instead, it kind of goes down and then up and then down again. And we can see those trends here. It goes down to start with, then the temperature climbs throughout the day, and then the temperature drops again in the evening. So what does this mean when we want to talk about rates of change or slopes? Well, what it means is that there's basically what we can see three general phases of this graph. And we could talk about the slope down here at the beginning where where the temperature is decreasing, or we could talk about it here where the slope here in the middle from the morning up till the evening when the temperature is increasing throughout the day, or we could talk about this other slope. We're not going to try to smush them all together because it doesn't make sense to do that. There's clearly different sections to this graph, and that's what we're going to treat them as. We're going to treat these slopes as different. So let's go ahead and try to estimate the rate of change for sections A, which we're told is this section, and B, which we're told is this section. So because we're trying to estimate, I'm going to show you how we can do this a little quicker than usual. And so I'm just going to, for section A, try to get these rises and runs a little bit quicker. How would we really do this if we truly just wanted a quick estimate? Well, I'd look at the rise and I'd say it goes between -4 and 8 and see that that's a rise of 12 degrees Celsius. So that's my rise, and my run is between 4 a.m. and 1600. So between 4 and 16 is 12 hours. So my rise is 12 degrees, my run is 12 hours, 12 divided by 12 is 1. So it's 1 degree Celsius per hour increase throughout the day. That's the slope. And so again, you can see I did a very rough estimate there, but it's getting me in the ballpark. And so the more practice we get with this, the faster we can make these estimates. Now let's do the B slope. So this time, you see that my line of best fit doesn't land perfectly at this end point. So I'm going to have to make a little estimate here at the end. But my rise, I can see, is going from 8 degrees. So for B, let me use a different color here. So my rise in this case is actually a fall of -8 degrees Celsius. So my B slope is -8 over my run is going from 1600 to just before midnight. So I'm going to call that, if 00 is the same as, again, you have to be comfortable with sort of clocks and how we're counting time here, but that's the same as 2400. You know, maybe I'm suggesting that we're at about 2300 when we hit 0 degrees. So from 1600 to 2300 is a run of 7 hours. So that's -8 degrees over a run of 7 hours. And I get a slope of -1.14 degrees Celsius per hour.